Hey guys, Matthew here with Lend to Hire, and in today's video, we're going to be using ChatGPT for Sheets to rewrite hundreds or thousands of product page descriptions, meta title, meta descriptions, really any text that's on the page that's congruent with every other page, like a page template. I'm going to show you how to extract that into Google Sheets and then run ChatGPT to rewrite whatever you'd like. So let's go ahead and dive in. The prerequisites for this process are a ChatGPT API, Google Sheets, GPT for Sheets and Docs. This is an extension, and Screaming Frog. Screaming Frog has a free trial, and I believe their paid is like $200 or $300 a year, something like that. And yeah, that's all you need. So getting into the SOP here, step one, run your custom extraction crawl with Screaming Frog. We're going to apply filters and export the results, copy and paste the results into Google Sheets, write your prompt in an empty cell, use Google Sheets function to combine all extracted text, write the Google Sheets function to run the prompt, test, and then copy and paste the remaining URLs. I listed the prompts down here below, so I'll share this document with you guys as well, and the Excel function for pulling the sheets, or I guess running the prompt. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we're going to do is open up Screaming Frog. So when you open up Screaming Frog, you're going to make sure the mode is on Spider. You can also import a list. So if you have a list of your product page URLs already, you can do that. But for this specific example, we're just going to Spider it. And once you have this open, you're going to go to Configuration, Custom Extraction. Once you have custom extraction open, if you know the XPath or HTML that you want to pull specifically from the page, you can go ahead and do that. They also have advanced user guide documentation up here that you can read through for definitions, ideas, example tactics that you can use Screaming Frog for as well. But what we're going to use is this little world icon right here. So we're going to click on that. And once you have this open, you're able to simply type in your URL. So we're going to use Lend to Hire for this example. And it will pull all of the HTML within the page. And the cool thing about this is, let's say we wanted to pull this heading. We simply just have to click this heading and it will pull the same class throughout the page. So because this heading is an H2, it'll highlight every H2 on the page and we can pull all that data into Screaming Frog. You can do that as well for things like this. Like if you want to just pull paragraph text, you can do that as well just by clicking it and having the highlighted area confirmed there. So for this example, I chose the product descriptions. It's like here, I'll show you the page. So I chose this section right here. So it pulled this and this into Screaming Frog. So you can see here, in each of these extractor 1, 1, 2, it separates them because they're separated by the div. So we're going to have to combine them back together, which I'll show you right now. So once you have all of your extracted text, it pulls everything from the pages. You're going to export this data. And if you're not finding exactly what you need, or if you see too many rows here, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a filter option. You can just click that and you can filter by URL. If your URLs follow a particular slug or permalink structure, you can filter it by doing a contains modifier. There's several other options. So if you want to pull like does not contain, if there's certain URLs that you just want to filter out of the results, you can do that. Additionally, say for example, you only want to pull the URL and the meta description, you can simply hit this plus sign up here at the top and select meta description and uncheck all of these other goodies that Screaming Frog crawls. So let's say we're all done with our filters and we have our URLs. The next thing that we're going to do is export. And once we've exported the data, we're going to copy and paste it into Google Sheets. Like so. So you can see I kept address and extractor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you want to have as many columns as many extractors that you have. So if you have 8 extractors, you should have 8 additional columns. If you have 100, you should have 100 columns. Now, once the extractor columns are done, make a combined column, make a new product details column, and then write your prompt here. So up here at the top, this is where you're going to write your prompt. Now, how this all works, let me zoom out a little bit. How this all works is we have our URLs here on the left-hand side. You can see that here. And then we have our extracted text. And this combined column, the only function I'm using here, it's not complicated. It's saying B2 and C2 and D2 and E2 and so on. So it's combining the contents of every column. And that's why we're getting this paragraph text here. So it's taking everything that it's extracted and putting it back together, essentially. So if you have 100 columns, you'll have to, there's probably a more simple function to write here, but just for the sake of speed, I did it this way. And under new product details, this is where you're going to instruct ChatGPT to run the prompt and to dictate which cell contents it's going to look at. So you can see here, my prompt is in L1, which is this red box up here in the upper right-hand corner. And I'm combining the prompt cell, and the combined text cell. So what this is doing is saying, read this prompt, apply it to column J. So the prompt, I want you to be an expert copywriter. This is following our prompt engineering process. I want you to be an expert copywriter. What I want you to do, rewrite the content in column J using this row, following the directions below. Now, what I have highlighted in red here is what I ran for this test. You're welcome to play around with your own prompts and experiments and parameters and figure out what's going to work best for you and get you the results that you're looking for. And I have here as an example, rewrite the first sentence to include a hook, pose as a question that would intrigue our target audience, include the rest of the original content. I didn't want to rewrite everything. I just wanted to change the first sentence of the content. And then this was important as well. I saw ChatGPT including some output that was unwanted. So do not provide details on your process or any notes, just complete the task. So by doing so, I'll show you how this works. If I delete this, you can see there's nothing in this column. But as soon as I copy and paste the prompt or the Google Sheets function, it runs the prompt and completes the task. So you can see here, if we look at the first sentence, there's a reason every culture in the world uses some form of bone broth. That was changed to, why did our ancestors drink bone broth every single day? So you can see here, it followed the prompt. We can check that box and we can move on to the next thing. So additionally, one thing that I wanted to mention, to save yourself time, money, and API resources, I highly recommend building this out with just a few URLs first, like 1 to 10, and making sure your prompt is pulling the results that you're looking for and performing up to your standard before you do 1,000 pages. You don't want to run a prompt through 1,000 pages. That's going to be incorrect on 90% of them. So I highly suggest doing diligent Q&A, getting your prompt right prior to scaling this. So that's how that works. To get this all set up, you'll need extensions and GPT for Sheets and Docs. So once that's enabled, you're going to set API key. Get the ChatGPT API, just head over to openai.com/pricing and hit the Get Started button. There's one down here. There's some up here as well, but you can explore some of the content here. But get started, log into your account and go through the application process. It was really quick for me. I'm not sure what the application process looks like right now. That's how you get the API. We talked about the extension, talked about Screaming Frog. Screaming Frog has annual subscriptions. What else? Let's go back to our documentation here. So last thing I can show you is I've also ran this process for rewriting meta descriptions. So these meta descriptions are, they're a bit dated, going back to the 300 plus character limit. It was like 320 that Google had in place. So I'm rewriting these to 160 letters. And you can see here, it followed the instructions quite clearly. So yeah, there's several different options and use cases for using ChatGPT in Sheets. And I look forward to hearing about how you guys are using it. But yeah, if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care.